The Global Strategy Lab was created with the basic idea that we needed to bring a science to bear on how countries, non-governmental organizations can all work together to solve health threats that defy national boundaries.
Here at the Global Strategy Lab, we're an interdisciplinary, policy-focused social science lab. So together we inform the world's governments and institutions to help make the world a healthier and more equitable place.
The last 10 years have seen an increasing number of challenges that defy national boundaries. Individual countries are no longer going to be able to protect their citizens merely by thinking of what happens within their borders. They need to be thinking about threats beyond their borders, and then of course working with other countries in order to address those threats.
GSL is really its people and it's the culture that we've created.
There are all these international contributors contributing to the lab. It's not just about one person or one star academic.
I mean, GSL always had this kind of that like magic kind of spark. There was just always kind of a rumbling, like a bit of a drive under with everybody.
I was cross-appointed to the School of Epidemiology and Public Health in the Faculty of Medicine, something that I would have never imagined happening in 2007, 8, 9 when I started doing on this, but also, quite frankly, because of the opportunities that being with the lab created and the profile that it created and the ability to tell a systematic story about well, this is why you should care about what these social scientists do.
Joining the Global Strategy Lab at the time that I did in 2016, it already felt at that point in time that I was going to be part of something very special. There were very few staff at that time at the Global Strategy Lab. There was Stephen Hoffman, there was Latika, Susan, and others, colleagues who were working there at the GSL.
I loved being part of the team, of course, and I particularly loved being part of the team at the very beginning because I've had the immense privilege of seeing it grow and expand in ways that I always knew was possible, but it's very different to seeing it live.
You know, one of the biggest learnings around my time at GSL was just how important it is to connect with as many people as you can connect with, because the research world and the public health world is quite small.
I remember at the beginning of COVID that our team decided to pivot and wanted to explore questions surrounding COVID transmission. With that, I was brought on as an analyst to look at the different rates of transmission across the countries in the world, and with that also being a part of compiling a large-scale database, which eventually led to GSL publishing, sharing, and now managing that open access dataset.
It hosted a environment that was very intellectually curious. It allowed me to learn, it allowed me to grow. It attracted such kind and brilliant researchers and leaders in their field, some of the world's best. And it produced such impact-driven research that actually shaped health policy.
People are such an important part of this work, and I think especially sometimes within the fields that we work in, people are kind of disposable. But it feels like there has been a lot of investment in people.
There was always kind of a chance to build things. There was always kind of a chance to come up with ideas and get those things done. If you had an idea for a paper and you could pitch Stephen on it, you could write that paper. And if you had the idea for a grant and you could get buy-in, you could write that grant proposal and see how it goes. But I think that's what I liked, was that there was a way to evolve projects, a way to pitch for projects that you wanted to keep working on, and that kept things exciting.
I'm just really grateful for the time I spent with GSL. It was a huge learning opportunity, but learning from a lot of brilliant people who are tackling big, complex problems that this planet has. So, I mean, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Being able to work with some amazingly passionate people who brought so much of themselves, people who've come together and decided we want to change the world and do something important here. We want to leverage science to solve some really big global health challenges that affect everyone around the world. That's what the lab is, and that's what the people who make up the lab have come together and decided they want to do. And it's been really successful for 10 years.